Kamala Harris accepting the Democratic Party's nomination for president on the final night of the convention in Chicago and mentioned.
All righty then.
Got enough battery?
Well, I have enough battery, I think, in my news computer. The camera is plugged into the wall right now.
That's good.
With the faulty. So there's a power supply, and the power supply that came with the computer stopped working. Hi, and good morning, and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Over there is Brett Witkowski playing baseball, it looks like, on his smart tablet.
I am looking for seats at South Bend Cubs.
Oh, he's playing baseball, looking for seats at the South Bend Cubs. Okay. I see the priorities here. It's
I can do two things at once.
It's Friday.
I hear you.
It's Friday.
Like my dad say. I hear you.
It's Friday, the 23rd of August. And no, the computer, so the power supply stopped working on the computer. I went to the engineer. I said, hey, blah, 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 stopped working. He gave me a different power supply, which didn't have enough volts to charge the battery, but it had enough for the computer to run. Well, he forgot that he gave that to me. He asked for the original charger because the computer was having overall issues on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? I don't know. Whenever it burped with the new update, the Windows update, he gave me the old power supply back that doesn't work. And so.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I tell you.
You ever go down that country road?
Did you find $20? So you watched none of the Democratic National Convention over the last week. And I tell you, I probably watched about as much of the Democratic National Convention as I did the Republican National Convention, which isn't a lot, but I did watch the key speeches. And I saw most of Kamala Harris's speech. I watched it this morning. It was up on YouTube. And then I watched Governor Whitmer's. So Kamala Harris had one of the shortest acceptance speeches of convention history for the Democrats at 37 minutes. And Gretchen Whitmer, she spoke right before the prime hours began. Like I think it was right before 9 o'clock, maybe a little right after. And she gave a speech. They gave her 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. And that included the introduction.
No kidding. Well, they didn't want to repeat on Monday, right?
Yeah. What was on Monday?
President Biden spoke at 11:30.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
That was way past his bedtime.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like they woke him up. But all right, we'll be back with more news in just a moment.
Arizona, while lower court battles continue to bar people from voting in state and local elections if they don't provide proof of citizenship when they register. Based on precedent, the court prohibited the same requirement for federal elections or mail-in ballots. Because of this, state officials say over 41,000 Arizonans are only eligible to vote in federal elections.
ABC's Chuck Sievertson. A mom from California, and dad as well, had to rush their toddler to a hospital after a restaurant served their 2-year-old wine. The parents checked the child's sippy cup and found it smelled of alcohol.
A toddler served a cup of cooking wine, not apple juice, apparently by mistake.
She was swaying.
It was Noemi Valencia's daughter.
She was falling over. She was leaning on the walls.
Valencia rushing their daughter to a hospital where a test revealed a blood alcohol level of 0.12%. The manager of the restaurant called the incident a mistake, explaining to ABC affiliate KSBW wine was being stored in an old container labeled apple juice. A police report has been filed. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Apple has announced that users of its Apple Cash app will be required to verify their identity when they send more than $500. The change is scheduled to go into effect on October 4th. The move comes as Apple complies with new government rules. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:04 WSJM News is coming up in just a moment. First, the forecast. It's 56 degrees outside right now, and we are expecting a mostly sunny day today. Your Friday high is going to be around 82 degrees, just light winds from the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, low around 65. Saturday, mostly sunny, 20% chance of a shower. High around 88. You accept that? You okay with that?
That's great. It's probably the last big hot spell, I would think.
It will be. I think it will be. Sunday, mostly sunny. high around 88. Monday is going to be the hot one, just in time to get back to work and use the office air conditioning. 92 degrees.
Oof.
That's what they're expecting to get to. Then Tuesday, we'll have a high around 90, so it'll still be hot. And then we go back down to 88 for Wednesday's high, and the projected high on Thursday is 85 degrees. So you see how that goes? Just like that.
What's interesting is MSSA, like for fall sports, all sports, but mostly in the fall, but
Michigan High School
Athletic Association. They have a heat index that you have to follow.
That's good. They should.
And if it hits a certain point, you got to give them breaks every 10, 15 minutes. If it hits another spot, you got to cancel it.
I think that's wise. That's smart, because people like you would just keep practicing no matter how hot it got.
No.
So, but it's smart to let the kids, get some water and get in the shade during those kinds of periods.
They have, I think there's 3 or 4 levels that you have to follow.
Good.
And it's a combination of humidity and temperature.
I feel a little bit bad for the kids who have to be back in school starting next week, and it's going to be so hot.
Yeah,
and a lot of the schools don't have air conditioning.
No, you're right. Never thought about that. I know most gyms do not have air conditioning.
Anyway, all right. Well, they'll get through it. From the WSJM newsroom, some of the things that we're following this morning. We told you about this just a few minutes ago, but it's worth re-mentioning. Another scam alert in Michigan involving toll roads. Our Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says a lot of people are getting these phony text messages from SunPass. It's the legit SunPass is a Florida-based toll collection system. These texts are coming from scammers, and they're saying you've got a $50 late fee. They may also appear to come from Ohio, Illinois, or Indiana. So if you get any kinds of those text messages, just ignore them, delete them, get rid of them. If you drove through those areas and you didn't pay a toll, go to the toll agency on the web and just figure it out. Also, Berrien County Sheriff's Department wants to remind you that kids are returning to school. Many of them have already returned. Most of them are going to come back starting next week. That means exercising extra caution and obeying the rules of the road. Don't go around buses when they have their lights on. Stay back. And especially when they're stopped and loading and unloading kids, you got to stay, 200 feet back? Is that the
Correct,
rule?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Harbor Shores is gearing up to recruit students for its next summer youth golf careers and development program. Harbor Shores General Manager Josh Doxeter tells us that the program works with high school students during the summer and the early fall.
It's an opportunity for local youth, specifically in Benton Harbor, to get real-life work experiences here at Harbor Shores or Point of Woods in multiple different positions, from food and beverage to course maintenance to guest services and golf operations.
Doxeter says the program will go into Benton Harbor High School once the new academic year begins to look for young people interested for next summer's program. This summer, the program worked with 17 students, and so far, he says it's been successful.
Just based on the last couple of years of doing this program and investing in these young people, that they leave here feeling like their first experience in a job was an exceptional one. And that may change from different position to position or job or company to company, but I do believe that they'll always remember Harbor Shores and their time here as one being fulfilled.
Doxeter says the Summer Youth Golf Careers and Development Program started in 2023 with 11 students. He's hoping students who took part this year will be back next year. Moving forward, Doxeter says some young people who got their start through the summer program could wind up full-time with Harbor Shores if they want to, once they're all done with their education. Anyone interested in learning more about the program, you can just contact Harbor Shores. You ever work at a golf course?
No.
I did.
How'd you like it?
In high school. I loved it. They had me doing, I did garbage runs, because every hole, they've got little garbage cans, and most of them are beer cans and that kind of thing. So I did that. Then I did, I repaired ball dents on the greens.
Oh, okay.
So the etiquette in golf is if you plop on the green and you dent the green, you're supposed to go back with your little tool and repair that dent. Not everyone does that. Why do you repair the dent? Because the little compression could, ruin the green.
Mm-hmm.
It could ruin the green, or it could change the trajectory of somebody else's ball that comes
Correct.
along. So I got to repair ball dents. That was like the best job ever. Go out there early in the morning before the golfers are even out there.
Were there like a lot of them on there? Or
The ball dents?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there.
absolutely.
I didn't know.
Well,
I don't golf that much.
No, boy. All right. Other news. This Saturday, Surrett Nature Center is inviting area residents to enjoy their annual family festival. Organizers say the event will be filled with fun and outdoor exploration. They're hosting live music, crafts for kids, nature walks, and food trucks from 10 to 3 on Saturday. Executive Director Nate Fuller says he's excited to celebrate with the community.
The whole goal of the Family Festival is to welcome the community to come out to Surratt and see what we have to offer. This is a great way to get introduced to all the fun things and great opportunities to enjoy nature, just like how the Vaughters imagined 60 years ago.
In addition, Surratt will highlight 60 years of serving the area. They will celebrate with birthday cake and a presentation that afternoon. Fuller noted the center's mission has remained consistent for those 6 decades.
Nature Center exists to be a community resource to inspire people to love and care for nature and take that inspiration back home with them.
So that is the Surratt Nature Center. Because of all the extras they're throwing in, there's an admission fee for the event for members and non-members. You can get more information at the story of our on our website at WSJM.com. We've got additional detail there. All right, it's 7:11. We've got more to talk about right here on the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg, right alongside Brett Witkowski over there. Have you got your tickets yet?
No,
Too expensive?
No. Just
Timed out?
Not
Confusing?
the seats where I like to sit.
Oh, okay. Where do you like to sit?
Front row behind home plate in that area.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. You can go
Yep.
first baseline is nice.
Nothing there either.
Third base?
No.
Outfield?
They don't have outfield.
They don't have an outfield?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dear. Okay. That must be a short game then.
Nah, but
All right. We've got more come up after sports with Dave Wolf.
In Major League Baseball, Miguel Amaya hit his first career grand slam and drove in a career-high 5 runs as the Cubs beat the Tigers.
They don't have seats in the outfield?
so in right field they have like where you can sit on the grass type of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But they don't have bleachers or
I guess
anything
that
like
makes sense. Less to maintain.
Yeah, and it's minor league. They wouldn't fill it up. I think up at Grand Rapids, Whitecaps, I think they have seating in the outfield.
Yeah.
They drop well up there.
I mean, you don't have to put a lot of seats in the outfield. You can just put like 5 rows or something like that.
Yeah, they could.
So that's always fun. Just kind of watch from back there. That way.
I love sitting in the outfield.
Yeah, I do too, because then you don't have to worry about foul balls.
Oh.
Just look for home runs.
Yeah, that's what I like. So
Yeah.
we're going to Cincinnati Reds game next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my quest to visit all the ballparks.
Who are they playing?
Atlanta Braves.
Hmm.
I've not seen Atlanta Braves play since 1979.
Wow.
But we got front row, right dead center bleachers.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
That is cool. Let's see. We'll do that. Take that.
How's battery holding?
Well, remember, the battery on this one is fine. It's that one that we were worried about. Good morning to those of you on the video live stream today. Let's see who's there. Hey, Bill's there. Good morning, Bill.
Bill.
Teresa's there. Good morning, Teresa. Did you so Brett helped connect me with one of the people in the office that made the interview happen yesterday with Senate Minority Leader Eric Nesbitt. So
Correct.
Thank you, Brett, for that.
You're welcome.
Jody is amazing. She's very nice.
Yeah, she does a good job, I think.
She was great. And Jeff in his office as well. He handles a lot of the communication stuff. He's great. So sorry if we put him through extra hoops yesterday for preparing for that interview.
Well, I mean, as you know, if you don't have good staff, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
Really tough.
It is tough. But it was a fun conversation with Eric Nesbitt yesterday. So if you missed that on the video live stream, go back and listen to that on Facebook or YouTube. And then Wednesday, unfortunately, my computer crapped out. And so we don't have that on the video live stream.
What did it do?
Yeah, it did that. We can say that on the internets.
Can you?
Well, sure. We just did.
You did.
I did. What else we got going on? Oh, yeah. White Sox are doing great.
Well, they won 3 out of 10 games, which for them is good.
We'll talk about
bad.
We'll talk about that in just a moment. Right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Anything you want us to talk about this morning, just put it in the comments.
Coach's show.
What do we call this? Freeform Friday? Is that all right?
Oh, that's what you should call it. I like that.
All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Today, winds will stay light and air temperatures getting a little bit warmer than the last couple of days. Highs inland around 82 at the beaches will be 78 to around 80 this afternoon. 65 overnight tonight with partly cloudy skies. An isolated shower tomorrow, but otherwise sunny and hot with high temperatures in the mid and upper 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
Well, technically speaking, it's Ken and Friends this morning because I've got one friend here right now, Brett Witkowski. I call you my friend.
Make a lot of assumptions.
How you doing, friend?
Make a lot of assumptions.
What do we have in the rotation T-shirt wise here today? What do you have there?
This is my youngest daughter. She played basketball at Martin Luther College.
Oh, very nice.
So I got a couple. I think she bought these. I got a red one and a black one.
Okay.
So tomorrow, I just saw it. I can't remember what shirt it is for Coach's Show.
In the rotation. Oh, that's right. Talk about the Coach's Show, because the Coach's Show has been on hiatus for the summer, as it always is.
Yep.
But you are revving up and you're ready for tomorrow.
We are.
Let's talk about it.
Phil and I counted this morning, season 24.
Season 24.
Right.
Very nice.
657 Saturdays so far.
657 Saturdays.
Not that I counted them. So tomorrow we got kick it off over at Full Circle Cafe. Phil and I will have the football coaches previewing their season. So most of them had their scrimmages either Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So we'll have stuff to talk about. And so we'll have St. Joe on. We will have Lakeshore on, Benton Harbor, and then Twin Cities, which is a combination of Our Lady, Michigan Lutheran, Waverly Grace Christian, and Countryside Academy.
Okay.
And then for our fifth guest, we're going to have on Bridgman's head coach.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Bridgman has won 40 or plus games in a row.
Wow.
And so we'll have him on. And then throughout the season, that last segment, we won't just have football. We'll have tennis and soccer,
the other
and
sports,
golf, and other sports. They work just as hard. They're not necessarily fan sports as much.
Okay.
Not as many fans come to them.
Okay.
So
Coach's Show tomorrow, Full Circle Cafe.
Yep.
Join in person if you can, because they have great avocado toast. Do you usually get breakfast there?
Always get breakfast.
Always get breakfast there.
And I tell you what, there's some days, like if it's good weather, it's busy right out of the gate.
And this is going to be the last season for the Coach's Show at Full Circle Cafe. Maybe, unless somebody else buys it and keeps the name.
Yeah, right. I'm hoping someone buys it. It's set up for a restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's a good location.
Yeah. So Full Circle Cafe in Stevensville. The Coach's Show starts tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Get there beforehand. Get yourself a cup of coffee, maybe some avocado toast. You can get bacon if you're a meat eater, whatever.
Yeah, they got some good meals.
Yeah.
We enjoy eating those.
Phil McDonald and Brett Witkowski are going to be there doing the Coach's Show thing. And you've got a good, loyal fan base that turns out.
Yeah. The one thing I've noticed over the decades doing it is a lot of people do listen to the show, even if their kids are gone.
Yeah.
Most people kind of know when their school segment is,
Yeah.
And so I'm not necessarily sure they listen to all 2 hours like I do later on, but they do listen definitely for their school. People, the one thing what I like about this area is, I think you and I may have talked about this once, this area is unlike a Kalamazoo or Portage where you have multiple high schools in one community. These are one school communities.
Yep.
And that's usually where you get your most pride and things of that nature. So people,
your identity.
Exactly.
Yep.
So people in St. Joe, proud of St. Joe and whether it's Benton Harbor, the parochial school is a little bit different, but still they have a lot of pride.
Yeah.
Whether it's Michigan Lutheran, Our Lady, in what they do. So people are very loyal. And, the nice thing about all this is, you got a big school like a St. Joe, you have a small school like Michigan Lutheran, Our Lady, 10 times difference in size. But the coaches coach for the right reason. They're not making a lot of money.
Right.
If any, I added up what I got paid versus what I spent. And it was obviously a negative last year, but that goes with you're there because you want to win, two, you want to make a difference.
Yes.
And that's usually a lot what comes out. Last year during the show was
John Denver had a song.
I like John Denver.
Country Road.
Yeah.
Take me home to a place.
We had last year was tough though. When we had
keep going,
St. Joe's boys.
We'll run out of gas eventually.
No, these are good stories. I'm promoting what we would do.
All right, Coach's Show is happening.
We got to get sales up, right?
Coach's Show is tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And Phil McDonald and Brett Witkowski. I'm trying to get you guys on video. I want you on video.
I find space out there. That's
Why do
the
you guys
challenge.
keep talking about space? You have computers. You have computers right in front of you, right? When you're doing the
That's
show.
on my no, we don't. We got the
There's at
board
least
in front
one
of us.
computer. No computers?
No.
No computers. I guess that's right. I did see the mixer board when I
This
visited you
iPad
last year.
can barely fit it. And I'm not joking.
Yeah. There's a camera on it.
Not on this.
On
Well,
your
there
iPad?
probably is.
Yeah, there's a camera
But
on
this is hard for it to. There's not. That's what I mean. If you can
All
find
right.
a space, go for it.
All right.
That's
Well,
just the issue.
we'll figure it out. All right. So the coaches show tomorrow morning, 8:00. You can hear it right here on WSJM. And speaking of sports, yeah, White Sox. So the Tigers were walloped by the Cubs yesterday. You heard Dave Wolf talk about that. 10-2 was the final. Tonight they stay in Chicago, and they're going to play the White Sox. Can we count on some wins here? You think?
Well, I don't know. White Sox are on a roll. They've won three out of
the last 10.
They've won one in a row. Here's the amazing part: the White Sox could have 100 losses before Labor Day.
They will. They will.
Yeah, they're at 97 right now.
They're at 97.
Isn't
They've
it?
won 31 games. They've lost 97 games. I was taking a look back. I wonder if I still have it pulled up at how many teams have. I closed the window. But basically, how many teams get over 100 losses and then come back in the next season or two? And actually, I was surprised in 2023 you had
Houston
two teams in the World Series that had more than 100 losses, 100 or more losses in 2021, just 2 years prior.
Yeah, I think Houston Astros had back-to-back 100-loss seasons before they got going. What they've done the last 5-7 years.
So what you're saying is, in 2 years, the White Sox are going to the World Series.
I don't think they have the management. I just don't. They just.
I saw Seattle got rid of their manager.
Yeah, and they were rolling.
Yeah,
and then they've really laid an egg. They've lost. They went from.
He's been there long enough, like 9 years or something.
Yeah, but they were like 15 games over 500. Now they're just 500.
Well, the Tigers did beat up on them pretty good.
Yeah, they give up a lot.
Yeah,
I'd like to see their stadium.
Safeco Field.
Yeah.
I don't think it's called Safeco anymore. I think they changed sponsorship. But yeah, but it does look fun. It's right next to the open air Seahawks Stadium as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they couldn't have. Remember when they had the King Dome in Seattle?
Yeah, I do remember that.
They had where they played both the Mariners and the Seahawks in one facility.
And Supersonics for a few years.
Did they play the Supersonics in there?
Yep. Just like the Pistons played in Silverdome
before they got Key Arena going or something. Anyway, but yeah, so now they have two stadiums side by side, right next to each other, and they use it as an expo center as well.
Really?
So if you want to do the boat show or the home show or that kind of thing, they just have that huge facility available to them.
And shared parking. Probably.
It's all about the money. Oh yeah.
That's last year we went to Kansas City to a Royals game, and that Arrowhead Stadium, Royals Stadium,
right next to each other.
Yeah, they share the same parking lot.
Wow.
Which was really, I mean, it's smart.
Yeah.
But I don't think the White Sox I think their management's horrible.
Yeah. Maybe they just need a loss somewhere. Maybe they're using it for a tax write-off. I don't know.
Oh, same guy owns the Chicago Bulls. So.
Speaking of taxes and money and those kinds of things, Jerome Powell is going to speak today. He's let's see, he's giving a speech today, and what's he going to do? Oh, basically, people are looking to see whether or not he's going to cut rates either before the meeting in September, or if they're going to signal any kind of additional cuts for the rest of the year, because they have the meetings in September, then they have the meetings, I think, in November, and essentially mortgage rates are ready for some cuts. They are already starting to go down. They probably will not. They'll probably do the cut in September. That meeting ends on September 18th. But whether or not they continue that cutting in November, maybe it has to do with the elections. Who knows?
Well, did you see the report where they had overestimated by 800,000?
I did.
The number of jobs created.
I did see that. And you have any detail on that? Basically, what happens is the employment situation report comes out. It's the first Friday of every month, and they do their best to bring the information forward, and the information that's brought forward from states and every municipality that reports up into those numbers has some portion of their numbers which are based on estimates. And the estimate that came back for the employment situation earlier this year was off. I mean, I think cumulatively, right? It wasn't just one report, but they were off by 800,000 jobs. So they had said 800,000 jobs were created. when they weren't.
No. And they'd asked.
And a revision is they do revisions all the time.
That's
just
a big one.
that size they don't do all the time.
They'd asked the Commerce Secretary on live TV about it, and she had no idea. That was not a good interview for her.
Oh dear, I have to go back and watch that one. That's fun.
That was Tuesday.
Do you remember what mortgage rates were? Speaking of cutting rates, what they were in 2020? In August,
so like mortgage or the Fed rate?
Mortgage, 30-year loan mortgage,
probably 3.5 to 4.
2.91%.
Wow.
On August 27th, 2020, the average rate on a 30-year loan was 2.91%. A year after that, in 2021, it had dropped even further to 2.86%. Today, the average, 6.57%.
Yeah, our one daughter and son-in-law bought their first home about 2 months ago.
Ugh,
and it was,
ouch.
Yeah.
They go for a fixed rate or a variable?
Fixed.
Oh.
But they can renegotiate it. I mean,
they can refi?
Refi, they got a 30-year. And our other daughter and her husband are buying a new house in Livonia. So
yeah,
hopefully it drops a little bit for
hang on if they can, because interest rates are going down.
Yeah,
it doesn't even with the revisions and the job numbers, and it appears as if inflation is finally coming under control, not yet dropping, unfortunately. Isn't that funny how that always works? Prices go up but they never come down.
You're right. Once they get to, you know what, I will say this. So looking at buying a different car.
Yeah.
And I was pricing out 24 versus 25.
Okay. Car rate's more reasonable.
And the price had gone down like $1,500.
Wow. Okay.
On a new car. Not for me. I'll go to Amy, but I was looking at, because I'm going to go to our
Corvette. Yeah,
I wish. I'm not sure if I can get in now. Yeah, I can. But going to go use our sponsor down.
Campbell Ford
down the state line.
Okay, very nice.
Going to go use them.
All right. Oh boy. Speaking of, the fries are ready. The beeper is going on outside. All right, it's 7:20.
I like fries.
Fries are good. It's 7:27. The WSJM morning show continues. We're going to get some news from ABC. We've got a whole lot more coming up. Stay tuned.
Loan rates are trending downward. Are you ready to make your move? Sturgis Bank's expert hometown lenders will guide you through the process and take the time to make sure you're ready to become a homeowner. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, looking at a vacation house, or thinking of building, Sturgis Bank can meet your needs. Experience the Sturgis Bank difference. Highly personal service, long-time community support, and a desire to do right by the people we serve.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. We have this. So this is the behind the scenes content. We have this system. If you haven't heard it already, that beeping noise every now and again that comes on here. There's a big klaxon type beeper set up that anytime there's at least 30 seconds of silence on one of the stations, one of the 7 radio stations that's here monitored here, the silence alarm goes off, and then there's a board over here that I can look at, and it tells me which station is having a problem. But the beeper was going off,
right,
and there was no notification as to why up on that thing. So I don't know what's going on. But it wasn't us, so we were on the air.
It wasn't your pacemaker.
Wasn't my pacemaker. Boy, I tell you,
that's a good
deal. I don't have a pacemaker. One of my boys moved into his college dorm room yesterday.
Which
University
college?
of Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to the Ross School of Business.
Is he going to the football game?
He is. He has season tickets.
Do they have to pay for those? Is that part of your?
I tried to get information out of him on this because I wanted to know the same thing. Did you have to pay for them? Do you get a student package, like a deal or something like? I think he got a deal. I think the students get a deal.
Okay.
And so he's got the tickets. His whole posse of friends have tickets. It's I think it's general admission, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but they have a student section.
That he's in the student section.
That'd be fun. I think they stand the whole time too. That would not be fun.
No, that would not be fun. I don't know if they'll notice it though, but because it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But his roommate doesn't move until tomorrow, so I got some good conversation with him.
They don't have air in dorms either.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
No, actually, I take that back. He didn't think he was going to have air conditioning, but when he was moved into his dorm yesterday, he did say that there was air conditioning. I asked him, "Do you have a thermostat?" And
Really?
he said yes. Now, whether he knows what a thermostat is, I don't know,
Or how to use it.
But yeah, so Sawyer is gonna do well at the University of Michigan.
Good for him.
Looking for that. Knock on wood. And then Stewart's going back to school. He goes to Cornell.
You need to get a second job.
I need a third or fourth job. I tell you. No, they've done very well.
It's expensive, though.
It's expensive, but they have done very well because they have done the academics. They've done stuff outside of school as well. So very proud of what they do and what they're doing for themselves. I help them out where I can, but they have applied for a lot of scholarships and they've been pretty successful.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, I think
keeping their nose clean.
More important than just having it handed to them.
You got to have skin in the game.
Yeah.
Got to have skin in the game. All right. We'll be right back.
The holiday. And earlier this week, the TSA said it's expecting the busiest Labor Day travel period on record. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
So happy that you decided to come along on the Friday edition of the WSJM Morning Show. Hello and good morning. It's 7:31. It's coming up on 7:32. And we've got more to talk about this morning. We'll get to news here in just a moment and our weather forecast as well. Let's see, what's the temperature outside right now? 56. Yeah, 56 degrees in Benton Harbor, 58 over in St. Joe. And Buchanan is reporting 53 right now. We'll talk about methamphetamine and watermelons in just a moment.
Interesting. They must have smuggled them in watermelon.
You would think that's what that means, but it's not exactly accurate. You're close. We'll talk about that in a moment.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Kamala Harris accepting the Democratic Party's nomination for president and acknowledging the person who helped get her there.
To our President Joe Biden. When I think about the path that we have traveled together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary, as history will show.
Democrats now looking toward November, Republicans as well. Their nominee was on the Arizona-Mexico border on Thursday. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky right now in Ukraine. He also visited Russia and met with Vladimir Putin last month. Off the coast of Sicily, divers have brought ashore the final missing person who was in that luxury yacht that sunk nearly a week ago. It has not been formally identified, but is believed to be the body of tech magnate Mike Lynch's 18-year-old daughter. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Looking outside, it's mostly, not a nice day. We've got some clouds out there, 56 degrees, partly cloudy, I would say, 58 degrees over in St. Joe. And we're going to be in for a mostly sunny day. High today, about 82 is where we're going to top out. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, low around 65. We're going to get south winds today and tonight, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday's forecast, mostly sunny, just a 20% chance of a shower. High around 88 degrees. Just be aware that we're going to have some hot temperatures come in Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is going to be the warmest. Currently projected at 92 degrees with some additional humidity. Some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom this morning: officials with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission have been in town for the last few days. They say their special inspection at the Cook Nuclear Power Plant should be complete soon. Maybe even as early as today. A 3-person team is there this week looking into the failures of some diesel generators that they have. The routine tests for those diesel generators that failed. They failed those tests. NRC spokesperson Prima Chandratil tells us that the Cook plant has 4 diesel generators. They're intended to keep essential functions running in the event of a power outage. Only one of the generators is really needed, but they have the redundancies in place. But unfortunately, every time they've tested those, or at least many times that they've tested those over the last couple of years, there's been some failures to this year alone. So the special team is inspecting this week.
Do all 4 fail?
They won't give us the report until it's done,
Okay.
and the folks at Cook Nuclear either can't or won't comment on it until their inspection is complete.
Well, those have to be some big diesel
They're,
motors.
they're big diesel generators, and they're there to basically keep things running if, ironically, a power plant would lose power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important because you got to keep the coolant running
Right, exactly.
for the nuclear stuff. But anyway, so the NRC is there. They say this isn't unusual. It's just that they want to find out what's going on. So
that sounds very polite
and calm. Nothing to worry about here.
Oh, nothing to see here.
Nothing to see. Nothing to worry about. A South Haven woman is charged with criminal sexual conduct in a child exploitation case. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Department reporting that a 30-year-old suspect was arrested this week in the 4000 block of County Road 687 in Geneva Township after an investigation by it and the Michigan State Police Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. The investigation apparently was prompted by a cyber tip. The Sheriff's Department has not revealed much about the investigation, although there are charges, first and second degree criminal sexual conduct and manufacturing child sexually abusive material and using a computer to commit a crime. The woman suspect is now in the Van Buren County Jail. And the Ghostlight Theater in Benton Harbor has some good news. They're proud of their proud owner now of their whole building free and clear after the remainder of their loan was forgiven by the person who owned it.
And I think that was like $28,000.
$28,500.
Good. But
yeah.
They had put a ton of money into it.
Well, they say that they've invested about $500,000
wow.
since moving in 2018. And so they're very appreciative of former building owner Ken Ankley, who made the generous donation, the generous gift of forgiving the rest of their loan.
Well,
so
it's nice to be in that type of financial position to do those things.
Ghostlight Theater in Benton Harbor, they're ecstatic about the situation. So we'll have more on that. That's coming up at 8:00 this morning, right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We'll have more chit chat. We've got the behind the scenes talk continuing. Brett and I are going to continue talking about things. We'll I don't know. Should we save the meth watermelon stuff for on air or the exclusive content on our Facebook and YouTube feed?
Both.
All right, let's do that. It is the WSJM Morning Show. We'll talk about that right now.
The Michigan News Network.
All right. Okay, so I don't know if you've looked up any pictures on this yet, but this one caught my eye because, I mean, the criminals, they get creative. I think the most recent drug smuggling thing you and I talked about was the flatbed pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they lifted up the bed of the flatbed. There was just a layer there, and underneath it was just packed with cocaine and stuff like that. But there's now a new smuggling case that police have busted up, and these are bright green ball-shaped packages that were painted to look exactly like watermelons. They were actually supposed to look like piñatas, watermelon piñatas, but instead of candy, they were filled with meth.
Worth a little bit more.
Yeah, the meth melons were made to look like watermelons. They contained around 2 tons of methamphetamine. And this is at your favorite port of entry in San Diego. Ready? This is at the Otay Mesa port.
Otay, that's my place.
A port of entry commercial facility in San Diego. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said hidden amongst the actual watermelons were 1,220 packages that contained 4,587 pounds of methamphetamine. Worth street value $5 million.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good retirement.
Yeah,
for somebody.
Anyway, but it's pretty funny what they it's tragically funny. Let's put it that way. All right, my news computer is still doing well. Federal agents in Australia, did you see this one? Arrested an airline passenger on Thursday who officials said opened a commercial plane's emergency exit door, walked along the wing, and climbed down a jet engine to get onto the tarmac.
Obviously, it had stopped.
Yes, it had stopped. Yeah, because you try to climb down a jet engine when it's on, you have different issues to talk about. You get sucked into it. A passenger on a Jetstar flight, which departed earlier from Sydney, exited the aircraft via the emergency exit when they arrived at the Melbourne airport. International Airport is the capital of the Australian state of Victoria in the southeastern portion of the country. Jetstar is a subsidiary of Qantas, which has had some issues lately. A spokesperson said, yes, the aircraft was parked at the time of the incident. Alana Gretsch, a spokesman for Jetstar, said that the plane had landed, was parked at the gate. The passenger just opened the emergency exit door that automatically deployed the slide. The passenger exited via the emergency exit and walked along the wing before making his way down to the ground via the engine. Why didn't you just take the slide?
I'm sure he had nothing to drink on it either.
Yeah, nothing to drink and probably didn't have to go to the bathroom.
No.
Probably did have to go to the bathroom.
Speaking of which, where are you going on your honeymoon?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask. Speaking of which, can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, you can go to the bathroom anytime. Anytime you like.
I know.
Yeah, anytime.
Where are you guys going on that honeymoon? Haven't decided yet?
We've decided.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Maybe in
when December, you said?
I haven't said. I haven't said on air.
I thought you no, I know you didn't say on air.
Yeah, I haven't said on air. That was deliberate. Remember when I said we're not talking about that?
No, you didn't say that one.
Oh my gosh. All right, country road, take me home. The passenger
when Mike comes here, we'll bring it up.
The passenger on that airplane was immediately detained by staff and arrested by the Australian Federal Police. You don't want to mess with them. Melbourne Airport is proud of the exceptional response from ground crew, which meant there was no immediate danger to passengers or airport staff.
Did he hop off the plane?
They would not.
Off the wing?
He climbed down the engine, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Officials did not release the passenger's name or say where they were from. Hopefully it's not the United States because we don't need that.
No.
We don't need that. We thank our passengers for their patience. That's fun.
Be interested to be on that plane, seeing that. Be like, what the?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're just waiting there, waiting to get off the airplane, and then all of a sudden somebody decides, hey, we're gonna go ahead and just open this door here. No.
He had to catch his next flight.
Maybe. Yeah, but he's not.
Have you ever been late for the next flight?
I have.
Have you really?
That's a horrible feeling.
I've not had ever happen.
Have you ridden like any planes in your life?
Oh yeah. Yeah, flown quite a bit.
I mean, it's rare. It's rare, and I love the whole pressure system when if you're going to be late, if the plane's late, that means everyone on that flight has a potential for being late to their connecting flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the steward people come on and say, okay, for those of you who have a flight to catch, you stand up and you can go first. Everyone else, please be seated and wait. And so finally when that happens and they say, okay, those of you who have connecting flights, you can stand up, the whole plane stands up.
I would not do that. I'd be respectful.
I know. You got to be respectful. You got to wait. There's no reason.
When we fly, I just wait till everybody gets off anyways. I hate standing up and then being in a rush to stand.
As long as you're not making other people wait. Do you make other people wait when you do that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Because you're not in an aisle. You're on the window.
Right. I like window seats.
Well, everyone likes the window seats.
Do they?
Well, I don't know. Because some people want to have free access to the restrooms and that kind of thing.
I try not to use airline restrooms.
No, they're not happy.
No, there's pretty tight quarters in there.
Those are not happy places.
It's a little turbulence and you're bouncing off the walls.
All right. Let's do a quick check on what's happening over on the live stream. Oh boy. Teresa's buttering me up this morning. Teresa, you're my favorite. Today, you're my favorite.
Today,
maybe every day.
Every day, you say
maybe every day. She says, "Ken, you look so young to have kids in college. Congratulations to your boys." Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate that.
You got that soft camera on you, don't you? Like Oprah has.
Maybe from my muscle aspect, soft muscles. All right, we got to get back to the show here in just a moment. Oh, we're doing the Websticks ad. If you need a website, look at Websticks.
That's what I heard.
More clicks, Websticks. I love that. What else are we talking about? You have anything over there?
Nope.
What are you looking at?
Football stats.
Anything interesting?
No, not really. Other than
then why are you looking at them?
Soldier. I like this stuff. Soldier Fields hosted the second most NFL games in the history of the league.
Oh, That's interesting. All right, we'll be right back.
Clicks, web design from Web Stinks.
Mostly sunny skies today. Winds will stay light and air temperatures getting a little bit warmer than the last couple of days. Highs inland around 82. At the beaches will be 78 to around 80 this afternoon. 65 overnight tonight with partly cloudy skies. An isolated shower tomorrow, but otherwise sunny and hot with high temperatures in the mid and upper 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
All right, 7:46. We've got the Moody on the Market update coming up in just a few minutes, but it's 57 degrees outside right now in Benton Harbor, 58 in St. Joseph. And what were we talking about? What was that interesting stat that you pulled up from your book of stats there?
Soldier Field has hosted the second most NFL games in the history of the league.
Oh,
466 games.
Well, that's interesting.
Have you ever been there?
Soldier Field? No. Can't remember if I've even driven by. I think I've seen it from an.
Have you gone down?
I've seen it from an airplane.
Have you ever gone down Lakeshore Drive in Chicago?
Streets and me, I don't know. I've walked down streets, but I don't know.
If you go down Lakeshore Drive, you go by McCormick.
I've been on
Place.
the L.
Well,
that doesn't get me there.
Well, it could.
Okay, if I take the right train.
Yeah.
How long have you been surfing the web this morning?
Probably 35, 40 minutes.
Okay, and how long have you been surfing the web overall?
Oh,
for your entire life?
No idea.
When was your first internet experience? Do you remember the first time you got onto the internet?
Probably late 90s, I think.
Late 90s?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Can you describe it?
I just remember the dial tone.
Oh, okay. So you're still doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that?
I do remember the dial tone and the modem and all that other fun stuff. But I mean, really, the hardline connected internet, my first experience, I was in Seattle at the time, and I remember you had to open something called a Windsock app, and then you had to open something else, and then you opened a third thing, and that eventually got you onto the internet, which was not a graphical environment at all. It was just text.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was interesting. But the world's first website, which really kind of changed the whole thing, turns 33 years old today.
So what
the
year?
The world's first website turns 33, 1991.
Okay. It's absolutely amazing how technology has changed.
It really is. It was created by a researcher named Sir Timothy Berners-Lee, who was working on the concept of a worldwide information web. The internet's first website was info.sem.ch.
Or if it's still up.
I don't know. Maybe it is, but it was super simple, no flashy graphics. Oh, it is. Yeah, it says right here it still exists, although there isn't a heck of a lot to see there. So if you want to go see it, info.sem.ch.
.ch though.
Yeah, ch. I mean, different country codes.
Oh, really?
For different things. But I mean, that was the first thing that I remember from the internet was it was just a lot of universities had their sites up, and so you could scan their information, whatever they had put in there. It's also the anniversary of the hashtag. 17 years ago today, the first hashtag was used on Twitter. It was the idea of computer engineer Chris Messina, not of Loggins Messina. This is a different guy who thought it would be a good way to categorize everyone's tweets and create group messages. Hashtag pay attention. Hashtag Brett Witkowski.
Sounds interesting.
Sounds interesting. Let's see. What else? Anything else you got over there?
Nope.
Just wrap up the show now.
Sounds good. Well,
okay.
We got Mike coming in too, don't we?
Mike Weibel will be coming in at 8 o'clock. Absolutely, from Baird Financial. The new COVID vaccine, they say, is ready. So if you're looking for the new COVID vaccine, you don't have to wait much longer. The Food and Drug Administration has approved new formulations of both the Moderna and the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccinations. They did this yesterday. The approval comes as the number of COVID infections has been growing in more than 24 states, and respiratory virus season fast approaches. CDC advisors in June recommended that people 6 months of age and older receive the updated COVID-19 vaccines when they become available this fall. The new vaccine doses are tailored to the KP2 strain, which is a descendant of the highly contagious JN1 variant. And the KP variants account for almost 70% of the current cases that are happening in the United States right now. I mean, 27 states were reporting, was it last week, very high COVID.
I saw that, yeah.
Michigan was not one of them. We were in the high category, not the very high category. Be interested to see where we are now. Officials said individuals who receive one of these updated shots may experience similar side effects as those reported by individuals who previously received the mRNA COVID vaccines. So there you go. COVID vaccines. Going to be coming soon.
That time of year. Like the flu vaccines, right?
Like the flu vaccines. You don't get the flu shot, do you?
No. Like debated every year.
I get the flu shot. What do you debate? What's there to debate? Get the flu shot.
So one year I got it.
You're getting of the age.
I totally
you
agree,
need to get it.
But one year I got it, and I am telling you, I got so sick. I know they tell you it's not from that, but
you may have already been sick.
I'm not disputing that.
You can't get the flu from the flu virus. That is a myth.
I know. I've heard that, but boy, the timing just didn't seem right.
You get it from touching doors, picking your face. That's where it comes from.
Wash my hands a lot.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Countries in Asia are ramping up their precautions after cases of the new and deadlier strains of Mpox were recently found outside the African continent. So they've now found it, obviously in Africa, it's rampant in many countries. Then in Europe, they've found a case, and now over in Asia, Thailand, which confirmed its first case of the strain on Thursday. They are going to tighten their surveillance and screening measures at the international airports. Travelers from countries experiencing Mpox outbreaks must register on the health ministry's online platform before departing for Thailand and will be required to undergo health screening upon arrival. Visitors found exhibiting Mpox symptoms will be quarantined. So there you go. If you're arriving from a country with an outbreak, you'll be checked for rashes and have your temperature scanned. And if you fail that test, they're going to hang on to you for a little while.
Did that originate in China too?
I don't think so. I think that one is from Africa. Yeah, that's where the outbreak. It's a viral infection, and currently it spreads through close contact and could cause flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions. So
that sounds nasty.
Hopefully you've had your breakfast by now. We've got the Moody on the Market update. It's coming up in just a couple of minutes right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
Ever dream of having your own hot tub? That warm, inviting water, all those soothing jets and bubbles. Dreams are coming true right now at Pristine Pool and Spa in New Buffalo. Special sales prices with 10% off all in-stock hot tubs. Pristine Pool and Spa has a great selection with delivery and setup available. They'll create a personal escape that'll quite literally make your dreams come true. Save 10% right now at Pristine Pool and Spa on Red Arrow Highway just south of New Buffalo.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved?
All right, tell that story again. Hold up your cup.
So this sat in my car all day Monday after this show. And
that water container right there.
And my car sits
What
in the
kind is
sun.
it?
I don't know. It doesn't have a name.
There's no name. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. All right.
I'm not sure what that logo is. And I checked it.
Here, let me see it.
I checked it after I got into it at like 4:30, 4:45. And it had a big chunk of ice still in it and cold. Could not. You know what that brand is?
No, it's got a little mountain on it.
Right.
Little mountain on it. It's not a Yeti.
Mm-mm.
So how long was it in your car?
From 8 o'clock till 4:30 in the sun.
Jeez.
And I when I opened it, it had a chunk of ice still like this.
Wow.
And it was ice cold. I could not believe that.
So getting cold just thinking about
taking that to ball games.
Yeah. Because I imagine it probably can hold heat that long too. So that's good. You put your soup in there.
A little hot chocolate.
Or soup.
Soup in that?
Vegetable soup. Tomato-based soup.
I like soups.
Maybe some
I
bisque.
like clam chowder.
Yeah, clam chowder is good. All right, back in a second with the Moody on the Market update.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
All right. We got a lot of fun comments coming in on our video live stream. I think one of my favorites so far is, Ken, you look So young
You
to
keep
have
repeating that one.
to have
though.
kids in college. Congratulations on your boys. Yeah, I was.
How many times have you said that now?
Just twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say it again if you want.
No.
But yeah. So anyway, they one of my boys moved into his college dorm, his first year of college yesterday.
How is dad handling it?
I'm happy for him. I'm extremely happy.
How are
and
you handling it though?
I'm saying I'm very happy for him. Yeah, I'm very happy for him. What am I supposed to say?
Well, how do you feel about it?
I feel very happy. What else do you want to know?
Well, sometimes you miss your kids too.
Well, I mean, you miss them most of the time. And then they hang around and they eat your food and cause problems. Playing grab tail.
What's grab tail?
Well, grab a tail and you'll find out.
Okay. I don't know. Must have cats or dogs.
No, they they're fun. But one of his brothers was very emotional.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
I'm gonna miss him.
Of course he will. It's probably his best friend.
You would hope. Anyway, it's time for the Moody on the Market update. Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. I get to see the older boy this today before he packs up his new used car to go back to college. And he'll be driving, I think, about 9 or 10 hours. Although
how far?
It's about a 10-hour drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what city is that in again?
Ithaca. It's near Ithaca.
Okay.
New York.
Nice town?
Yeah. You been there?
No, I have not. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. It's upstate.
Oh, it's upstate.
Well, that's what I
didn't
call
know
it.
that.
I mean, anything outside of New York, it's kind of upstate, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know New York. You may know New York. Let's do the Moody on the Market update.
Okay.
You all right?
No, I had a uncle that lived in Jamestown, New York.
Where's that?
One of the oldest towns. That's all I remember.
Like the settlement?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In the Moody on the Market update today, we're talking about interesting people you should know. And Fernwood Botanical Garden, bringing this one forward, they have announced a new hire to the garden's horticultural team. Jonathan Hensley, director of horticulture, has joined the staff this month. Hensley is from Indianapolis and has his undergraduate degree in philosophy from Wabash College, where he was assigned to the opportunity to work at the college's arboretum. He said that experience determined his career path. He went on to earn his professional gardener's training program diploma in ornamental horticulture from Longwood Gardens, Temple University. And following that, he went on to pursue a Master of Science in Horticultural Science, Floriculture from the University of Minnesota. And among other areas, he studied green roof technology at the University of Minnesota. You like green roofs?
I think the one down at Curious Kids Museum is pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? And I love that they have the interpretive signage up on the bluff so you can look down and see and understand what it is that's going on there.
And that has been, 10 years at least?
Yeah.
And it's never died?
No. I mean, it's just like a piece of the earth down there.
Yeah.
It's real nice.
I think it's pretty cool.
Hensley is an experienced horticulture professional with 23 years of horticulture, greenhouse, and landscape experience with crossover and supplemental trade skill capacity. His 13 years of project management, they say, and staff supervisory experience will be a strong asset in his new position. So congratulations to him and to Fernwood for bringing on some new talent there. Fernwood been here since 1964.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a nice place.
You ever go there for the Christmas lights?
No, I've
It's
gone
really
there
cool.
for dinner thing, not dinner, but association,
like walking
lunches.
around nature.
I didn't do that. Went there for the food.
That does not surprise me.
Kind of like press boxes.
All right. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And we've got ABC News to get to in just a moment. Thank you to those of you joining us on the video live stream. We'll say goodbye. And then also one of the fun comments from the video live stream today.
What was that?
Is that I look really young to have 2 kids in college.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she just post that?
Thank you, Teresa. All right, it's 7:59, and the forecast for today, it's going to be beautiful. Another nice day, a high around 82, and then this weekend, it's going to get up to 88 degrees. Now, news from ABC.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.